Hello and happy Wednesday. Welcome to another WWF, my Wednesday Wellness Focus. Today we're going to talk about control. And I don't mean like everlasting power, you're going to rule the universe control. I mean something a little simpler like, how can I feel like I have control of what's going on around me? I mean, do you like control? Does it make you feel like you're all in place? Does it make you feel like it's nice and powerful? Well, I'd love to know and hopefully share with you one of the things I learned from a great mentor of mine. His name is Brendon Burchard, about how to just kind of use mindfulness to help you feel like you're in a place that you're going to be okay. And I know that with the word control, there's that great feeling of feeling like we've got this and we've got control of the situation. But what about when things spin out of control? What do you do? Where does your mind go? Does it react? Does it swear? Does it shut down? Well, I'd love to offer you some great advice. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, I'm a mom, I'm a health coach, I'm a person who used to stress out a lot. I'm somebody who loves to read personal development, and most importantly, I just want to share what I learned. And that's why I get up here on Facebook every week, because my hope is to share with you something that can make your life greater and hopefully one little practical step. So I appreciate you for being here, and I hope that this can help you in your life. If you have any feedback from me, I'd always love to hear from it. So let's talk about control. Well, the topic of today is control your thoughts, control your life. Now, I don't know if that's easier said than done, but think about this. If you can completely control how you feel, wouldn't that mean that you've all the right stimuli coming in? Wouldn't that mean that you have the opportunity to feel whatever it is that you truly want? And you get to choose whether or not you want to stick in a bad feeling and have no control over it, or rise above and feel like you are in total control, because it's completely up to you. So that's kind of what I want to talk to you and teach you about today. If you can control your thoughts, you can control your life. And the idea is we bring energy into whatever it is we think about. Can I say that again? We bring energy into everything we think about. Whatever it is you're putting in your mind right now, the universe is creating a magnet to attract those thoughts to you. So guard your thoughts. Make them intentional, purposeful. Whatever it is that you really truly want to be in life, you think about that and you are so much closer than if it never popped in at all. Because once you put the thought in here, the brain starts to work, the visions, the connections, the magnetism, the pull in the universe to help you get to be thinking, doing, living those things that really are meant to be a part of your life. All right, and my mentor Brendon Burchard likes to call that the charged life. So if you like any part of this, know that he was a big inspiration for me. I saw him a couple weekends ago at a leadership training in Portland, and the guy was just exuberant and giving me so much great knowledge and insight and clarity just from like 10 feet away from me. He's a great high performance coach, and here's some of the things that I've learned from him that I hopefully can teach you. All right, so the key to living a fulfilling life is to show up for yourself. Be thinking about what you want daily. One of my best practices that I tell my clients in my health coaching business is right when you wake up in the morning, the first 3 thoughts in your head should be about showing up for you. What do you love about yourself? Who do you want to be today? What do you want to accomplish? Those are things that help you control your day. They help you control the first moments of your day, the most important ones, where you get to decide, this is who I am today and this is who I want to be. One of the things that I learned through a podcast from Brendon Burchard recently was that when things start to spin out of control, do you react? What is it that you do? What do you say? What do you think to yourself? Well, let's take the control right there. Start it right there and say, what would my best self do? What would the best version of myself think and do and move upon and feel in this moment? And that best version is that person that you truly know that you are and that you're practicing and striving towards. And when you ask yourself that question, it's a mindfulness piece to tell you to stop in the moment and actually learn, absorb, apply, think, decide what it is you want to come out of this moment. And once you practice that and learn how, you're going to control every moment of your life. Now, I don't mean in a control freak kind of way. I don't mean like in the old, to me, like OCD like ways that I had to feel like I had to grasp on everything and it had a time and everything had to work smoothly. It was that no matter what, if things are going well and if things aren't going well, that you can say to yourself, I know how to have a handle on these things, and I can do it. So let's play a little bit more about mindfulness and how to make this trick work. Okay, first thing you need to know is that your brain can only keep one thought in your mind at a time. One simple thought. And I know you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, that whole brain can only think about one thing at a time. Consciously and in the mental and emotional way, you get one thought at a time. Now, if you're like the old me and said, but I multitask all the time, I do tons of stuff at the same time. The truth of it is, you are actually thinking about one thing at a time. And at lightning fast speed, your mind's just popping from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing, which is why sometimes in our old multitasking days, you feel like you're super exhausted because your brain was just going all over the place and maybe even losing focus because of it. So the number one thing to think about here as we start is that you get one thought in your mind at a time. And if you can learn to practice and control what that one thought is, how awesome of a superpower would that be? That means if you want to feel happy, you just put in your brain you want to feel happy and nothing can stop that. And if anything takes you away from that distraction, you just go right back to it. And you'll go right to being happy. So let's use this trick. It's not a one-size-fits-all trick. The idea is you either need to stretch it to fit your life and find where and how it's going to work, or simplify it to fit your needs so that you may have some success with it, because it's great to take things in small steps and try them in small doses. So let's start with this. You have total control over your thoughts. Everything else out there is simply a distraction or an influence. That's all they are. Everything you see, a commercial, somebody talking to you, things that happen on the road, anything that your kids need, whatever it is, what you're learning, this right here is either a distraction to you or an influence. And I don't mean to call myself either of those, but the idea is I am giving you information. It's up to you to decide what you think about it, what you do about it, what you want to do, what you want to absorb, what you want to apply. That puts you in the driver's seat every single time. I could tell you something super convincing right now, but unless you decide to do something with it, to think it, absorb it, play it out in your life, nothing's going to become of it. It's not something that's going to become a part of you. So the idea is that you still have total control over all your thoughts and how you perceive the world, what you want to think, what's happening to you. What will you think the next time something happens? Play with this trigger right here. Think, I can handle this. I've got this. I can figure this out. You know, I told you that I went to go, Bender Bouchard came to our leadership training for our health coach team, and it was a wonderful training, and he's so eye-opening that he said this to me. He redefined confidence for me, and it was just a mind mover for me. And I know you can look in the dictionary and find a definition for confidence, but I'm going to share with you this definition because I loved it. Confidence is just saying to yourself that I can figure this out. And once you get to that point, in any problem you've ever been, try it. Once you get to that, like, oh my God, I don't know what to do, and you start wigging out, if you can just switch your mind, your thought, control your thoughts and say, I can figure this out. You've just gotten to a level of confidence that many can't, that can take you above where you are and help you to control that thought process. Now, I also read this book called Why Motivating People Doesn't Work. And if you know me, I used to say that I loved motivating people. It's just one of the happy highlights of my day. Well, after reading that book, I see something different. Maybe I cannot motivate you. You have to motivate yourself. If I give you this lesson, if I tell you about these things, it's on you to decide if you're going to play with this in your life and press play. But what I can do is inspire your thoughts so that when I say, you decide, yeah, I want to believe that. Yes, I think that's something I want to try out. And as I inspire your thoughts, then your own self-motivation will drive you to putting those into action, to practicing exactly what I said here the next time something spins out of control. So let's look at the line that I started with in the beginning. You have total control over your thoughts. And if that is true, that means how you perceive the world, what you think about what is happening to you, what people are saying to you, what people may do to you, you still have total control over how you perceive and think that information to be. Now, let me go to some specific pieces here because maybe you need an example. Let's talk about just something that might happen in every day with kids. Say somebody says, hey, you're a loser. Well, do we want our kid to say, he's right, I'm totally gonna believe him, I'm a loser? Or do we want our kid to contend, fight, and warrior that thought and say, I get to choose how I want to perceive this. Am I one? Do I want to take that piece of information and let it go into my brain and let it be a part of my life? Or do I have control over it and say, I could say something back that'll help me to feel like I'm not. I can think differently about this and say, I know that I do these things and these things don't make me a loser. I chose this example only because it was brought up in my life within the last few weeks. I have children, and the world is not always the most uncruel place. And I want to outfit my children with what they can do to lift themselves up, because sometimes you have to count on yourself when others are not around. And we know as adults, my goodness, the biggest thing that keeps you from everything you ever want is yourself. There's not really anything else holding you down. It's your perception that you're relinquishing control of what you think you can accomplish. So I've gotten a lot deeper than I thought I wanted to go in this, but I'm going to lighten it back up to the few concepts I talked about earlier. Number one, you have total control over your thoughts. Say it. I have total control over my thoughts. Number two is you can only keep one thought in your mind at a time. So guard it. Make it a good one. Another thing I heard on the Brendan Show podcast this morning was he said, when information is given to you, here are some choices you can make. Do you decide to protect yourself and start to defend and put up a wall and create bad emotions from it? Or do you decide to engage in it and serve, meaning decide how you want it to serve you? Take control of the thoughts coming in and decide what influence you'd like that to have on your life. You have total control of those things. And all I really wanted to share with you on this Wellness Wednesday focus was making that mindful stop in the moment is probably one of the best practices you can do to make this mindful trick stick, to learn how to control your thoughts and to control your life. You need to have your own trigger, that when that happens, you literally stop. You bring your mind in and you ask yourself, what do I want to take or get or absorb or learn or apply from this? What do I want out of this? You make that decision right there, and I guarantee your mindfulness, motion, movement will increase, will rise. You'll be more mindful of what's going on in your head and be able to control those thoughts and get better and better at them, so that next time something fires at you, you know for sure that you're going to say, nah, I got this. I can figure this out, and I can use it to help me live the life that I want to live. And that's what I wish for you today. If you enjoyed any part of this video, I would love to hear from you. Please offer me some feedback, because sometimes it feels like I'm talking alone up here, but I appreciate you for showing up. I would love to know in a simple comment on the bottom, what is one thing you think you're going to take with you from this Wednesday Wellness Focus, and if you are game to help other people in your life and share something that you think would help them, I would love for you to share this on your page or your profile or somewhere where you can say, hey, I really like what she said. Try this out. Let me know if it works for you. Just trying to share the health, share the wealth. So my name is Genevieve Desposito. I am a loving mom of 3, and I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm a health coach and an inspirer, and somebody that hopes that I can help you one day. Let me know how I can do that, and I hope to hear from you. Have a great Wednesday. Bye-bye.